experience working with someone belonging to Generation X, I think it's interesting, but in the same time I think it's a quite challenge because this is a generation that grow up with the technological advance. Maybe they're not a dependent user of the internet and technologies, but they benefit for their functions. I think it's also active people, so they keep their image very complicated. They are not workaholics, but they are quite enterprising and they stay in a same company for a long time. So they manage to achieve very high positions in the companies. And I think it's a very studied people, so you can learn a lot of them and you can grow up in the workplace.
I'll talk about veterans. So I asked my grandmother because she was born in 1926. She told me the technology is so different nowadays. For example, the stove worked like a hot plane with a coal, and the liquidizer didn't exist, so they have worked with a molcajete. Another example is the iron, because they put on a hot plane with a coal and then obviously the iron was hot. My grandmother has worked in a company for cigarettes. They have made the cigarettes, but nowadays they have a machine. In her job, they didn't have an email, so they brought a letter and then bought stamps. They had a telegram also, but the company didn't use because that was expensive. My grandmom's brother has showed a sofa, but it's not usually nowadays because the people can search the sofas online. My grandmom's sister has worked like secretary in Galas of Mexico. This place has been working with a calendars, publicity and cards. She has written in shorthand and then she has had to translate the text.
Through my life, I have worked with many people who belong to baby boomer generation. And when I work with them, it was very difficult for me because the difference between our generations are too many. Baby boomers have been working for a long time, so in my opinion, they have more work experience than other generation, but times have changed, and for baby boomers it's very difficult to adapt to modern times. As I mentioned earlier, baby boomers have been working for a long time, and one of the best parts of working with them is that I learn from all the experience they have. Because of the experience they have, baby boomers are able to solve your problems quickly, and when I work with them, they taught me a lot of things that I didn't know back then. One of the most difficult parts of working with baby boomers is that they are not used to technological resources. When they studied their careers, they didn't have the same computer resource that we had during our academic training. And currently, that is something that makes it difficult to work with them because they don't consider learning computer resource to make work easier. They have been working the same way for years and don't want to change it.
I have been working with millennials since I was 16 years old. My work is being staff of a summer course of kids from 6 to 14 years old. My work partners all are millennials. At first it was difficult, but a few days later we did an excellent teamwork, because all of we understood each other very well. The most characteristic thing of a millennial is that all of them want to do the things the most faster and easier possible. For that reason, they always work using technology and the newest things to work. The best thing of working with millennials is that they have new and fresh ideas. For example, in my work, we create a new game combining technology and traditional things. The worst thing of working with millennials is that this generation think that they know everything. And it's very difficult to make them see that there are sometimes that they are doing wrong the things.